Hey friends, and welcome to today's class. For today, there are no props required, so whenever you have your mat and your space to flow, let's go ahead and meet in Tadasana at the top of your mat. So just coming onto your space and into your space, giving yourself a few moments to arrive, to find your breath, to find your footing, literally and figuratively. Feel free to shift your weight side to side, forward and back, exploring all edges of your feet before finding your way into your center. Find a nice even hold somewhere in the middle of your foot and feeling a nice gentle lift through the sole of the foot, pulling the energy from the earth all the way through the body, through the hips, through the spine, all the way through the crown of the head. And as you find this nice long shape, feel free to blink the eyes to a close, just to take a few breaths to bring that focus inward, to check in on your body, and just see how you feel physically, mentally, as you're arriving onto your space today, onto your mat today. Most of today's flow is going to be in a more upright position, so we'll be moving from to and through Tadasana for a majority of today's class. So really using that connection to your base of support through your lower body. And in that, continuing to find a nice tall spine in whatever shapes and poses we explore today. On your next inhale, a really big sweep of the arms up and overhead. Stretch the body tall and long. And then exhale, hands come through heart center. 2 more just like that. Deep inhale. Reaching all the way tall, and then exhale, hands come through heart center. Finding a little energy in the breath. Deep inhale. And then exhale, hands come through heart center. Deep inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, find a hinge at the hips, forward fold. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Finding some nice breath to movement. Inhale, find a halfway lift, long spine. Keep reaching those hips backward. Exhale, find your fold. Head hangs heavy at the very end. And then inhale, root to rise. Bend in the knees, round the spine, all the way up to stand as the arms reach up overhead. On the exhale, we're diving back down. Hands come through heart center. Find your fold. Finding a nice length within the back line of the body as you find heaviness within the spine. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Lifting the belly away from the thighs, hips reaching backward in space. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, root to rise once more, nice and slow. Hips come forward, shoulders roll open. Arms reach up and overhead, reaching the fingertips up nice and tall. And then on the exhale, hands come through heart center. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep those arms out and around, up and overhead. Grab hold of that left wrist. Go ahead and reach over toward the right side of the room as you curtsy the left leg behind the right. Breathing into the left side body, finding expansion. And then on your next inhale, come back through center, reach those fingertips up toward the sky. On the exhale, grab hold of the right wrist, curtsying the right leg behind the left. Breathing into the right rib cage, really expanding into this space. Before finding that inhale in your center, and then exhale, forward fold. Finishing the fold, hands come to the floor. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, find your fold. Torso and head hang heavy. And then inhale, finding a lift through the spine. Find that halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Big step of the left foot back. As the back knee drops, inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms come up and overhead. And then exhale, hands frame the front foot. Lift the back knee, send the hips back, coming into extended pyramid pose. Hips back in space, and then rebend through that right knee. Inhale, arms up and overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, shift the weight forward into that right foot. Arms come down alongside the body, airplane arms. Inhale, lift back up into crescent lunge. Expand through the front body. Exhale, tilt the chest forward, arms sweep down alongside the body. Stay lifted and long through the spine. Inhale, arms back up and overhead, crescent lunge. Look up, lift up. On the next exhale, shift your weight into that right foot. Free up the left foot to come forward to the top of the mat. And then inhale, come to standing, and then reintegrate into the hips, finding chair pose. Sit low, strong within the lower body, reaching tall through the fingertips. Settle into your space. And on your next exhale, press to stand, hands come to heart center. Find a breath. And then on your next inhale, arms sweep up and overhead. Stretch long and tall, and then exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the earth. Find your inhale, lift through the collarbones and the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Engaging through the back line of the body, long through the back line of the legs. Exhale, fold. Big step of the right foot back in space. Drop the back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up toward the sky. Anjaneyasana, open the front body. And then exhale, hands come to frame the front foot. Send the hips back in space. Extended pyramid pose. Front toes can lift. Bump that left hip back in space, squaring off through the hips. Rebend into the left knee. Arms sweep up and overhead, crescent lunge. Feel free to find a little bit of a back bend here, opening through the front body. And then exhale, lean the chest forward, arms come down and alongside your torso. Inhale, lift back up, crescent lunge. Expand. Exhale, keep your nice long shape as the arms sweep down, reaching towards the back of the mat as the crown of the head reaches forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Arms sweep up. Exhale. Reach those fingertips back, shift the weight into the left foot, free up the right. Coming to the top of the mat into chair pose, settle into your space. Really sitting back and into the hips, feeling strength within the lower body, feeling light within the torso as you reach those fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, press to stand, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Deep inhales and exhales here in your space. And then on that next inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. Reach tall, and then exhale, find your fold, hinge at the hips. Hands come down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, big step of the left foot back in space. Inhaling right up and into your crescent lunge, strong within the lower body, finding a little bit more depth in the hips. As you shift the hips back in space, come into an extended pyramid pose. Right toes can lift. Rebend into that right knee. Inhale, arms up and overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Frame the front foot, send the hips back. Shift the weight forward, back into crescent lunge. Feeling a little bit more depth in the hips, more expansion within the chest. Exhale, send the hips back, extended pyramid pose. Shift your weight back into that right foot. Left foot comes forward to meet the right. And then inhale your way up to stand. Ripple the body up as the fingertips reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Find a breath. Inhale, arms sweep up and overhead. Reach tall. Back bend if that feels good. And then exhale, find your fold. Hands come to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Engagement through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, big step of the right foot back in space. Find your lunge. Inhale, right up and into your crescent lunge. Feel the expansion, the depth within the hips. Exhale, hands plant. Frame the front foot. Send the hips back. Extended pyramid pose. Come back into that left knee. Inhale, up and reach. Crescent lunge. Strong within the lower body. Spacious within the torso. Frame the front foot. Send the hips back. Pyramid pose. Rebend into the left knee. Inhale, up and open. Find your lunge. Exhale, frame the foot, send the hips back, length through the back line of that left leg. And then shift your weight into that front foot. Right foot comes forward to meet the left. Round and ripple. Find your Tadasana. Find your upward salute as you reach the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Recenter with your breath, finding a moment of reset. On your next inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. Exhale, find your fold. Hands come to the earth. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, find your fold. On the next inhale, left leg steps to the back of the mat, coming up and into your crescent lunge. Hands plant, frame the front foot, send the hips back, extended pyramid pose. We've been here before, creating more space, more fluidity in your movements. And then rebend into that right knee, drop the back heel, plant the hand inside that front foot, and then sweep the left arm up and overhead, finding your side angle. Press up through the lower body, coming through warrior two and into reverse triangle, straightening through that front knee. Rebend. Find that side angle once more. We'll flow in and out of this space a few rounds. Lift up, reverse your triangle. Come back down, swinging, sweeping through the arms into your side angle. Nice long lines of energy, strong within the lower body as you push back into reverse triangle. Back into side angle. Inhale as the left arm sweeps up and overhead. Holding here, creating space. Left hand plants, spinning onto the back toes. Big step of the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, round and ripple up to your standing position as you reach the hands up and then down into hands to heart center. Exhale. Deep inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. And exhale, find your fold, draping the body down. Inhale, finding a lift. Exhale, finding your fold. Inhale, big step of the right foot back in space, coming up and into crescent lunge, deepening within the hips, really settling into your space, your comfort zone at this point in your flow. Exhale, extended pyramid. Coming back into that front knee, drop the back heel, sweep the right arm up and overhead, side angle. Using that connection, upper body to lower body, to find your space. And then sweep up and back, reverse your triangle pose. And just find some freedom with your upper body. Sweep and flow as it feels good, coming back and down into side angle, bending back through that front knee. And then sweeping back. Reverse your triangle, open and expand, using the strength of your lower body to guide you with the sweep of the arms to maintain a degree of lightness as you come back into your side angle. Spin the chest down, come onto the back toes, big step of the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, coming back to the top of your mat, and then exhale, hands come back to heart center. Find a few breaths here. Inhale, arms up and overhead, expand. Exhale, close it all off, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift as the hands come to the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, big step of the left foot back in space as you come up and into your crescent lunge. Exhale, hands square off the front foot. Send the hips back, extended pyramid pose. Bend back through the front knee, open up, side angle. Strength through the lower body, sweep it back. Reverse your triangle, straighten through that front leg. Reach through those top fingertips, expanding through the side body, staying lifted. And then reach the arms forward, keeping those legs straight, coming into fallen triangle. Keeping that left hip open, strong through the soles of the feet, lifted through the side bodies. And then bend through that front knee, shift your weight forward, transitioning into half moon. Can you stay strong through that bottom leg, lifted through the side bodies? Spin that left hip down, square yourself up, coming into crouching warrior. Slowly bring that left foot to meet the right. Inhale, coming up toward the top of your mat. Exhale, hands come through heart center, right into the next round. Inhale, exhale, find your fold. Hands come to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your fold, and then big step of the right foot back in space. Inhale up into crescent lunge. Find your expansion. Exhale, hands come forward. Sit the hips back, extend a pyramid pose. Back into that front knee. Inhale, come into your side angle, staying low within the lower body. And then inhale, lift up and out of it, coming into your reverse triangle. Bump the hips back, reach forward, fallen triangle as the left hand comes inside the left foot. Long and strong within the torso, within the side waist, supportive within the lower body. And then keeping that opening within the chest, shift your weight into that front foot, lift the back leg, come into your half moon pose. Strong and stable within the lower body, light and lifted within the torso. Nice and slow, drop that right hip down, find your crouching warrior. Slow bend to the right foot knee to bring that right foot to meet the left, and then inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Feel free to shift your weight forward and back, left to right. We're going to find a tree pose on both sides here. So feel free to bring that right foot up onto the inner lining of that left leg, wherever it feels most comfortable. And then just find your drishti. Maybe settle your gaze and close the eyes to really explore your balance, your strength within that standing leg. And then go ahead and cross the right ankle over top the left thigh, and then sit the hips a little bit lower, coming into a standing figure four. A little bit of balance, a little bit of hip opening. Keeping a nice long spine as you settle into your lower body. Inhale, rise up and out of it, right knee in towards your chest, and then settle back down onto the earth. Switching sides. Shifting your weight onto your right foot, freeing up the left foot to come onto the inner lining of the right thigh, wherever it feels most comfortable. Settle into your space, your breath, finding a point of gaze. Or closing the eyes if you like a little extra challenge, a little moment of introversion, if that feels good. Finding a bit of stillness, a bit of settling. Then go ahead and cross that left ankle over top the right thigh. Settle the hips down and back in space like you're reaching in for a chair, reaching out for a chair. Coming into standing figure four. Settling into the hips, let it feel good. Press back up, left knee in toward the chest. And then settle it down to meet the right. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Feel some expansion. Cactus the arms, open the chest up toward the sky. Inhale, lift those arms back up and toward the sky. And then exhale, cactus the arms once more. Find that expansion. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Coming back into your breath. Into your body, coming into these moments of stillness, exploring the sensations that are traveling all the way up from the soles of your feet, through into the hips, the spine, the belly, even the shoulders, the neck. I appreciate y'all so much for being here and practicing with me. I hope you have an awesome rest of